Hello to all of you. In this video, we are going to discuss a very new, exciting, and a very important topic. And that topic, the name of that topic is projectile motion. Before we go into the detail of projectile motion, I want you to understand the difference between a one-dimensional motion and a two-dimensional motion. You are able to understand and define two-dimensional motion before going into the details of projectile motion. So now, up till now, we have been discussing examples in which a ball is thrown vertically upwards or a car is moving along a smooth horizontal surface or a road. So, in all of these examples, body is moving in single direction at the same time. And these are the examples of one-dimensional motion. Either the body is going forward plus x in plus x direction, or either it is going reverse in the negative x direction. Or if you're talking about the vertical motion, either the object is going upwards or it is coming downwards. It means moving in the plus y or in the minus y direction. So these are the examples of one-dimensional motion. Now, I want you to think of some examples in which the body is moving in two dimensions. Let's make it more simpler for you. The body is moving forward and going up at the same time, or moving forward and coming down at the same time. One, two, three, four, five. In 5 seconds, a lot of example pops up in my mind, and I hope so it pops up in your mind as well. So let's discuss an example. I am kicking a football. So while I'm kicking a football, you see in the motion, it is going up and forward, reaches some maximum height. Then it comes downward and forward at the same time. Or let's say an aeroplane is taking off or the aeroplane is landing. Then in this example, the aeroplane is going up and forward at the same time. In the example, the aeroplane is coming downwards and forward at the same time. In a similar way, let's say a cannonball has been fired from a cannon going forward and downward at the same time and upward and forward at the same time. So all of these examples you can see in these examples, bodies, objects, they are moving in two directions. They are moving in x and y at the same time, forward and up, downward and forward. Or let's say you are throwing something horizontally from your window to your friend. Your friend is sitting here, standing here, sitting here, and you are throwing something from your window to your friend. So you see, the object is coming downward and forward at the same time. So all of these examples are examples of two-dimensional motion in which the object moves in x and y direction at the same time. So I can draw the path of it, trajectories of it like this, kicking of a football, or like throwing of something from your window and coming downwards. So these are the examples of two-dimensional motion. So now come here. Now we are going to understand projectile motion. So why I have discussed two-dimensional motion? Because projectile motion is a simplified case of 2D motion. So very first condition that projectile motion fulfills, it is a two-dimensional motion. But wait, there are two more that I will write and then discuss the projectile motion in detail. Point number two, under the influence of force of gravity. And point number three, air resistance is neglected. I often quote this in my class that every two-dimensional motion is not projectile motion, but projectile motion itself is a two-dimensional motion, but with two cases. There is only one force that will influence the motion, the two-dimensional motion. Sorry, I will write there as two-dimensional motion. It's not two-dimensional force. So there is only one force that can influence that two-dimensional motion, and that is the force of gravity. Under the influence of force of gravity. So now you have to think of some examples in which we are only seeing that bodies get influenced by force of gravity. And we will neglect the air resistance while discussing these two-dimensional motion. We will say air resistance is zero. There is no effect of air resistance. So, some examples coming into your mind or not? Yes, we have discussed some examples above. Let's say if I'm kicking a football, so after kicking, if air resistance is neglected, there is only one force that is influencing the motion of object, and that is force of gravity. So you can say that kicking of a football is a projectile motion. Air resistance is neglected. I will repeat, air resistance is neglected. So there is only one force that can influence, and that is force of gravity. Like I have said, you are throwing something from your window. So if you are throwing something from your window and you are considering air resistance is neglected, then there is only one force that is influencing, and that is force of gravity. So that can be termed as a projectile motion as well. But I have also discussed the examples of a aeroplane taking off or an aeroplane landing. In the taking off of an aeroplane, in the landing of an aeroplane, there are several forces involved. There is not just a single force. Air resistance is not neglected. So you cannot say that two-dimensional motion is a projectile motion. So that's why I have described that projectile motion is a simplified case of 2D motion. So we will specifically discuss those cases. But let's say if an aeroplane is in air, suddenly the engines failed. If the engines failed and we say that air resistance is neglected, so the motion of aeroplane will see like this one, a distorted one. If air resistance is neglected, engines are fail and we neglect the effect of air resistance. Then on the failing of the engine, God forbid, then the motion of aeroplane is also become a projectile motion. So you need to understand this, that only one force and air resistance is neglected, then it becomes a projectile motion. So these are the comparisons. Not all two-dimensional motion is a projectile motion. So these two conditions needs to be fulfilled for a projectile motion. Now the picture that you are seeing, I think so you are fearing from this picture, but don't worry about that. We are going to discuss this in a very simplified form. This is the detailed analysis of projectile motion. But we are going to see this in the next video. So remember the projectile motion now. Remember the two-dimensional motion in the next video. we are going to see the details of projectile motion. Until then, take very good care of yourself. Goodbye.